What's up, guys? MrVerry here, and today I'm doing another episode of my alternate character series, and today we're going to go to the Stone Tomb. And the Stone Tomb, I haven't been there in a while, but I know that the area past the Scarab Coin is very popular for, like level 60 plus, I think even a little higher, knights to hunt in. And if I remember correctly, the -2 floor without the Scarab coin is pretty popular as well. So I'm bringing my knight there to see how it is, as well as, and I've been here before, it's been a while, but I figured I would come here and, you know, see how it is and see what you guys think. Maybe you guys will like it. And I figured I would walk um, from Ink, and that was the larva cave back there. And that's another thing is larva caves and then the scarabs below are very good. So are rotworm caves. So you guys can see where the hole is. I got it on my first try. And you need to hit that repeatedly with a shovel in order to gain entry. So you can go down there, and that's the way to the scarab coin area. And this is a floor for lower levels, honestly. There's just like hyenas and skeletons and like a couple ghouls, but really nothing too challenging. This floor is certainly for the lower level characters, much lower. You can come here at 15 on any vocation and do well. And as you can see, it's completely empty, and it's stock full of creatures, so definitely a good area to go to. And there's many tombs, and you guys can look them up. They're the Anchorman tombs, and they're very popular for lower level characters, and even for higher level characters. Not super high, but higher, as you can um, use a scarab coin and go to much harder areas. So, real quick, we're gonna hotkey some stuff here. And I'm having a brain dead moment. It's Exura Eco, isn't it? Yes, it is. Alrighty. So now I've got the hotkeys set so that I have my potions, healing, haste, basically the essentials. So I'm not going to show the entirety of the first floor, but basically it's stock full of skeletons, larvae, and some weaker creatures. So for a knight with my skills, and this character has, let's see, I believe he has 8174, so those are pretty good skills for his level. It's better to do a little bit tougher areas. And this is a good area as he can deal pretty heavy damage to everything. I think there's a couple Crypt Shamblers here. Um, Nothing too crazy. And there's no ghosts here, so that's a big advantage for knights. As you guys know, knights deal physical damage and ghosts are immune to physical damage. And we see some scarabs, and you can see for a knight with these skills how hunting in a scarab cave is good too, as he takes down scarabs quite easily. So I intend on showing the majority of the tombs in Anchorman. I've already done the lower sections of the tombs, along with the pharaohs who reside in each of these tombs, but I figured I would also do the lower level areas so you guys can see what those are like. And my goal is to eventually, this is going to take a long time, but to eventually have shown every area in Tibia while recording. And that gives me my level. So he's up to 28 now, giving us full mana and full health. So we're going to take on the mummy first, as he's going to be the biggest damage dealer. And I believe And we get a gauze bandage, which is actually worth 90 gold, so that's pretty cool. And I don't know what the experience per hour is here, but it should be pretty decent, and no one's here, so this looks like a pretty decent area for a night around this level. And obviously, you don't have to have quite the skills that this character has. Like I said in my last episode of my alternate characters series, this character's been left in offline training for like a very long period of time. So his skills are obviously disproportionate to a level 28 who has strictly leveled and really hasn't spent much time in offline training. So we're going to check the west end here, but first we got a scarab coming from the south, so we'll take care of him. And I accidentally stepped in the poison like a big dumbass, so we're going to heal that up here shortly. And I actually recently, most of the gold that I spend on this character, most of it, not all of it, has actually mostly been produced by this character. And that includes his promotion that I just bought him. You know, he earned that on his own, so that's pretty cool. But this is definitely a pretty easy tomb. As far as tombs go, this one's pretty mellow. You know, there's not really uh, mass amounts of creatures that are going to pose a threat to you. I could see this particular area being good for players of level 25 plus with average to good skills. And I seem to be getting a decent amount of experience. Of course, you're not really tasking here, but the experience looks good and doesn't really seem like there's anyone here. And there are better tomes for mummies and stuff, like Firewalk Tomb is really good. However, unfortunately, Firewalk Tomb also houses some ghosts, so you're going to need to bring fire fields or heavy magic missiles, great fireballs, and you might not even have the magic level to use those yet properly on a night. So it's better to try to avoid those places, just for the fact that the ghosts might give you a little bit of a problem. However, you should be able to outrun them and just move forward. But there's also stalkers, which pose a bit of a problem too, as you need to knock them out of invisibility. So, we're just tanking along through. And this definitely seems to be a pretty good area for lower level knights, as I have said. And ghouls are great. They're really weak and they give a good amount of experience, and they have a chance of dropping those lovely life rings, which allow us to use less supplies and also exert more attacks as a knight, especially. Because as a knight, most of the time at this level, most of your mana is spent on healing to be conservative so that, you know, you're not having too much waste. So, by the looks of it, this is mainly ghouls, a couple mummies, lots of scarabs, and a couple skeletons, and with happy hour, I'm getting around 25k an hour here. And we'll see how much I'm getting after I clear these two rooms, as that'll probably be. And unfortunately, we got some stalkers, which are going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, but we'll do what we can about them. Which really isn't going to be much. And I don't think I know Exori yet, so that kind of poses a problem. And we're going to want to heal up a little bit. And being careful to not get three creatures on me at once, as stated before, that means that opens you up to much heavier damage. And unfortunately, the stalker was sitting right in front of me, blocking me. And hopefully we don't walk through its poop. And the stalker reappears and we crush him. So you can always wait for him to reappear. They do use invisibility quite often, and you have to get kind of lucky to get that. Or you can just avoid this room to the top left here. This is where the stalkers are located. I don't think there's any more in here. We didn't see any others while we were exploring, but who knows? Could be wrong. Gotta be on your toes and try to kill those stalkers quick before they get the chance to go invisible. And it looks like... nope. None in there. So that gets the all clear. The toughest creature in this tomb, and there's only one of them, is the Crypt Shambler. And that's really what you have to be careful of, because they can actually deal significant damage, as you can see. But with the skills this knight has, he seems to take them down quite easily. They don't really pose a threat, so that's cool. And with that, we have explored the tomb. And like I said, you guys can check out the upper floor. Just about any level can explore that. Otherwise, I would explore it for you guys. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment on this video, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't and you enjoy the content I produce.